I'm Stacy Gordon. Welcome to That's My Jam. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about my mother. I think I've mentioned before, my mom was not that much of a cook. Now don't get me wrong, she cooked. She cooked pretty much every night, with the exception of Saturday when we usually went to Ponderosa or Sizzler or something like that. My mom didn't cook because she wanted to or she enjoyed it. She cooked because she had to and she was expected to. Now, a lot of my mom's dishes were incredible. She made some of the best homemade biscuits and gravy you ever put in your mouth. While I was growing up, my mom was able to teach me the proper way to apply lipstick and how to effectively handle a firearm, even if you have wet nail polish. All kidding aside, my mom did teach me how to make a few of the things that she knew I enjoyed eating. Today, we're going to make one of those dishes and we're going to serve it the way my mom served it. Today, we're going to make cube steak. If you're not familiar with cube steak, it's an inexpensive cut of beef that's been beaten until it's tenderized. I'm going to put a little salt on each one of my cube steaks. And we're going to heat some cooking oil in a skillet on some medium-high heat. While our oil is heating, we're going to put some flour onto a plate. Enough to coat each of these steaks. Next, I'm going to put some black pepper in our flour and mix that up. My oil's getting pretty hot, so I'm going to start flouring these cube steaks. I want to get a nice amount of flour on both sides of the steaks. Once that's done, we're going to carefully lift this over and put it in our hot oil. We don't want to mess with these too much until we're ready to flip them. We want them to have time to get nice and golden brown and crispy on the first side. Like Loretta Lynn, my mom was a for real coal miner's daughter. In fact, my grandfather, her dad, was killed in the coal mine back in the 1950s. My mom grew up kind of poor. They didn't have a lot of meat. They ate a lot of beans and a lot of country cooking. All right, we're ready to flip these. We'll give equal time to the other side. All right, we're ready to take these up. For now, we're just going to put these on a paper towel to drain, and then we're going to start the next part. I'm going to carefully drain off most of this grease. I've left some of the drippings in the pan, and I've also left maybe about 3 to 4 tablespoons of the grease in this pan. To that, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to move this around until the flour gets mixed up in the grease. If your flour to grease ratio isn't enough, you can add another spoonful of grease or another spoonful of flour. But basically what you're doing right now is making a flour paste, and you want that to get nice and brown. All right, now I'm going to add some milk. I can't tell you how much, just some milk. A little more salt. A little more pepper. Looks a little thick. I'm gonna add a little more milk. Turning the heat off of this. I'm just gonna keep blending it until it's beautiful and smooth, just the way I want it. That's done. If you're enjoying today's video, now would be a great time to go down and hit the like button. And if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate if you'd consider subscribing to my channel. All right, here's the next step. Got me a piece of white bread. It's my new bread. I'm gonna place one of my cube steaks on top of the bread. And now I'm fixing to add some of this gravy right on top of all of it. Put just another dash of pepper on there. If you decide you want to make it a little pretty, you can add just a little bit of parsley flakes on there. We never did that. I just thought of it right now. My mom usually served this dish with some fried potatoes and some kind of vegetable, but this is all we're concerned about today. Let's give this a try. You want to make sure you get a little bread in there, some of that gravy, some steak. Spot on, just like Dolly's, just like my mom made. That's good. There's nothing like some good old down-home cooking. And this cube steak with white bread and gravy, it don't get much more down home than that. This cube steak is delicious, it's inexpensive, and unless you grew up in my house, you probably never had it served that way. Don't forget to tune in on Monday. In the meantime, keep jamming. Love you, Mom.